The next question is from Patrick. He says, how will the Republic fund the body of the country? Will it be taxes? Will it be a percentage of income? And how do we keep from getting into the same pickle we're in already?
Well, keep staying out of this pickle is real easy. You just be honest and you set checks and balances in place. In my opinion, if you catch a politician stealing from the people, I think you ought to be executed, and you'll probably not have too many problems with that if you do it. Take a very hard stand on that. Funding the nation is not really that difficult once we get started, and we're going to be meeting on that very thing next week about how to do some things, how to establish our treasuries, because that's been a holdup we've had. We'll be meeting with some congressional committee people, banking committee, and different ones next week about how to establish our lawful treasuries in not only at the national, but to help the states to do it as well. We hope that we can get the states on board with that as well, and set up a banking system, because that's how you handle money in a nation, is with the banking system. But we don't want a banking system that's tied to the Fed. The Fed's going down. We don't want to go with them, so we're going to set up a Basel III based type system tied into the other nations, where there's really substance backed or commodities backed banking and dollars. That way it'll do away with inflation and set prices right, and supply and demand will go back up and the people will prosper. And if it's done properly, finance will be easy in the country. We're going to create so much of an economy with the plan that we have that money will be the least of our problem once we get it rolling. We'll be able to create as much as we need with assets in country. We've got a very good finance plan, and we're going to tweak that a little bit this week probably in some of the meetings that we're doing. So finance is secondary right now to structure. We're not structured. If we had the finance in our hands right now, we couldn't use it because we don't have a structure in place yet to do that. So that's our number one priority right now, because I believe the finance is coming very soon, and I think that we're actually, what's happened just in the last couple of weeks is people are realizing that the corporation is going down, and we're getting offers for finance from all over the place. I've had several just in the last few days, and we were exploring those things, but we're not committing yet. We don't know what we're going to do with them, but we are looking into some different things that might help establish our nation. There are people right here in the country that have assets that want to come in and bring it forward as well to help us get started. So God's opening the doors. He'll open the doors when the time is right. It's been very difficult to get some things done. The infighting we've had has really hurt us and hindered us a lot in getting funding. I don't blame the funders at all for kind of hesitating on that, because we're not ready. We're simply not ready. And we need to do certain things to get ready, and we still haven't done them all. And but we are making a lot of progress, and we are getting there, and we're almost there. But we have been held up a bit because of the infighting that's been going on, and because of the lack of making enough progress to do. I mean, like I say, we don't even have banks or a treasury system in place. If somebody gave us $1 billion tomorrow, we couldn't use it. So that's where we're at, folks, and that's what we're trying to do, is get that accomplished. We are moving with building the treasuries now. That's what we're doing, getting ready to operate the country as a whole. There's a lot of changes that have happened just recently in the last few weeks to open up funding to us in a lot of different areas and arenas that we didn't have before, and so we're making some adjustments to make those preparations for that. And so I can't really, I won't go into a whole lot about the funding because I can't talk about it, but I've already been told not to say anything about certain things, and I won't. But the changes are coming, and changes are good for us. They're not going to be good for everybody, but for those that are prepared, actually it's not going to be too bad of a time. I think that you need to pay attention to your news media, and you're going to get the truth there when things start happening. the news media is going to report the truth instead of the lies that we've been told. There's going to be a lot of good education. These are some of the things that we have been pushing for a long time, and they're coming to pass. And I believe that they will come to pass very soon. All of the sources that we have around the world are saying it's coming, folks. It's happening. It's about to start breaking loose. Not everybody's going to be peaceful. You need to stay out of any kind of violent actions. Unless somebody breaks into your house, you stay peaceful and stay out of it, because you're going to be much safer that way than any other way. You know, some people are not going to do that. Some people are going to go to violence, probably. Some people are going to loot and riot and things, but we're making preparations for those things for the Republic. So just trust in God, prepare what you can, and it's not going to last very long. It's going to be it's going to be a very exciting time for most of us because we're prepared. Those that didn't prepare, it's going to be a scary and very frightening time. But if you'll stay home, stay out of the business, and let the folks that are coming in to do the job, they're not coming after you. They're coming after those that have been violating you for all these years. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to clean up America. And that's what I'm being told from every source that I have, from CIA, from financial investment people. They're telling me it's about to happen. That's all I can tell you is what I'm being told, that they're going to clean up the mess. And when the dust settles, the Republic is going to be standing. And that's, I'll say. So don't get out here with the Occupy people and start yelling and screaming and carrying on and picketing, and stay home, take care of your families, stay peaceful, and just take care of your own business. Help your neighbors if you can, but stay out of the public and the craziness, because if it gets crazy, you're going to get caught up in it too. Because I can tell you, if there's any violence, it will be put down very harshly. So stay out of it, stay home. And I'm being told it's coming very soon, so and I'm seeing the news prepare for it. I understand I was trained by the state to do news media, and I'm seeing the preparation in the news media already being done. So just pay attention to that, folks. If when they start calling names of people that they wouldn't even talk about 5 years ago or 3 years ago, even 2 years ago, they're calling names. They're saying that they should be executed on the news. They're saying stuff, and these things are done intentionally. It's mind control. They're preparing you for what's coming, but it's not going to be bad for those of us that stood up for the Republic. It's going to be bad for those that opposed us and those that tried to destroy America. So just so you'll know, you don't have to be concerned about it. Just stay out of the mess that could happen for a few days or a few weeks, and stay home and take care of your families, and you'll be just fine.
I am concerned that if I join the Republic, my security clearance might be affected, thereby causing the loss of my job. Also, how would joining affect a military person having a security clearance?
In my opinion, right now, it would affect your security clearance. In the near future, I don't think it would matter. But at this point, I would not jeopardize my job or my family to join the Republic at this point. If I was in the military takes another oath and to the military, and you've got to fulfill that oath. But I can say this, that most of the military are going to support the Republic. They're going to support the Republic. That's their oath, and that's what they're going to do. I can foresee even at some point probably many of these people that have gone a different direction uniting again when they see what's going to happen. We're not enemies. They got different ideas, and some of them are not don't understand. But they're not enemies. We're all Americans, and we're trying to do the same thing. They're trying to do it a little differently, and I can foresee a time when we'll all come back together. And at least with most people. Now, some of the folks I don't want back, but many of them will, and come back into the Republic at some point when they see what's about to happen. But if I had a security clearance right now, it probably would not be a good idea to do that. You jeopardize that. So stay where you're at for now. I think it's all going to change very soon anyway.
Very good. Larry, you had another question?
Well, one kind of sparked another question for the president here. Is that, do you foresee this action that's coming as shortening the parallel existence somewhat or completely, or how do you see that affecting that?
Yes, I see it shortening it dramatically.
Wow.
That's why I tell everybody you need to get things in place because, you know, we're running out of time here. In my opinion, I don't believe we have much time left. And if we're going to be a presence and we're going to be a government, it's time for us to put our differences behind us, come together as Americans and build this republic, folks. It's not hard to do. All you need is a handful of people in every state, and all you got to do is put those people in office, start training them. We can sit around and talk about this problem, or that theology, or that idea, or that the difference of opinion, all we want to do. But we got to build a republic, and we are getting there. We're almost there, but we're not quite finished. If this operation takes place like we're being told, what's going to happen in the states that don't have a government? Because the facto is going to be taken down. They're not going to exist anymore. So that means, what about the folks out here in the 8 states that are not even trying to, I mean, they're not working. They're just ignoring it. There's 8 states that just have not complied with anything we've asked them to do. And those states they're probably going to be run by a military dictatorship. They're probably going to be taken over by somebody with enough power to take over and run it. And that's what happens. We have a structure, we have an organization, we have a lawful government, and if you want to be part of that, you need to get busy. It doesn't take many people to do the basic necessary things that we have to do. We've got to have that structure in place in order for you to be recognized when that time comes. And I believe the time's coming. I'm being told from all over the world that it's coming, and it's coming fast. I've been told as early as June or July you may see a major change in this country. So that's what I'm being told. Whether it's true or not, we'll see. I can't say that it's going to happen. I can say what I'm being told is going to happen, and I'm getting it from a lot of very powerful people. And they believe it's going to happen. They're already prepared. So that's all I can tell you is what information I'm getting. And I think that it would be wise for us to get ready for it. So the states out there that don't have anybody need to start working and get this thing done. You can build this. You can prepare a state in one meeting. You can have the necessary things in place in one meeting, or maybe a weekend. It's not that difficult, folks. But you better start acting like Americans and coming together and get it done. Because probably in the states, if they have to come in and take out the de facto government in your state, and you don't have something to replace it with, you're probably going to be under a military martial law type rule until you have an election or whatever they have to do to get your appointment.
Mr. President, isn't it also a possibility that in those states where they don't have representation that you may well have a place for those in the de facto to flee to?
Possibly.